I genuinely think Peru might be the most underrated country in Latin America right now, and almost nobody is talking about it. So what's up, guys? My name is Joey Grayson, and I've been traveling around the world for the last 2 years, shooting content in Thailand, in Vietnam, and now we're over here in Latin America, destroying it. Just keeps pushing and keeps grinding. So I've decided to leave the West and now live full-time life abroad, making money online. So if you guys are interested in that, click the links down in the comments, but let's get back into the video. So before coming here, I thought Peru was just Machu Picchu, alpacas, llamas, and tourism, and it was really known for its eighth wonders of the world? Yep. But after actually living here in Lima, I realized this place has one of the best combinations of lifestyles, affordability, food, culture, weather, and freedom that I've never experienced anywhere around the world. The craziest part, most people in America and Europe have no idea about this hidden gem. And so in this video, I'm going to break down why Peru completely surprised me and why more digital nomads should move here, more remote workers and young men might just start moving here because of me. So my philosophy is that I think one of the reasons Peru impressed me so much is because of how burnt the West actually feels right now. See, I grew up in Florida, and as you know, when COVID hit, Florida took a massive surge. Prices went up. But to me, back home, it feels like people are trapped in the cycle of stress. They wake up, they have traffic, they work, they pay bills, and then they repeat. And everyone's overstimulated, exhausted, anxious, and they're just completely distracted. So what's crazy is that people are paying high amounts of money just to survive in cities they don't even enjoy living in anymore. Just like you take California, you take the things going on in the streets, the homelessness, the streets of New York, and you just see that it's not a good city to live in thus far after COVID. So people here actually spend time outside. I've seen so many people riding around on their bikes, running by the coastline, and families sit together late at night as well. Couples walk along the coast, friends meet for coffee for hours, and life just feels fast, but it also feels slow at the same time. And I've noticed that living here in Lima, Peru, you actually get a diverse culture as a nation. When I was living in Colombia, I didn't feel a sense of like international city. I just felt, only Colombian people that live there. And so moving over here, you do feel a sense of like diversity. You do feel like, up or being an Asian American, I haven't got as many stares as I once would in Colombia. So yeah, let's talk about one of the biggest reasons people are moving abroad in the first place. And that's the cost of living. Lima gives you a lifestyle that would cost drastically, in places like London, Miami, Toronto, or Los Angeles. You can live near the ocean. You can eat out regularly. You can take Ubers everywhere. And you don't even need to take Ubers that much as well. I've been walking around the Miraflores and Barranco area. And, in a good gym, I've joined a gym called Smart Fit. And I've also had workout classes too, where I'm ordering food. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And even then, I'm spending less money than I would living in the Western countries. But what surprised me is that living here in Peru, it doesn't feel cheap. You have to come with maybe a source of income. You have to come with, perhaps I'd say a good range is around $1,500 to $2,500 a month, and that can get you place, rooftop apartment, nice skyline, nice views of the city. It can also get you some nice restaurants, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Remember, Lima, Peru has a lot of Michelin star restaurants, so prices for eating out can be expensive. However, it's not expensive as the West, as we know. And Honestly, comparing it to Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, where I used to live as well, I'd say that living here in Lima definitely has the number one thing that I've missed out in Latin America. And the one thing is the food. The food, hands down, is the most underrated food I've ever had in the world. The food is just so delicious. Coming from Medellin, Colombia, where the food was not the greatest food I've ever tasted in my entire life, I feel as if most American food can be bland. And but when you come to a city like Blown, I can't believe how good the food actually is. And when people say that the food was way better here in Lima, I was like, well, that makes up most of my time. I love eating out and I love exploring and I love going to new places. So that's a big key factor as well. You'll have places that you'll have in terms of like seafood, you have Japanese Peruvian fusion, you have steaks, ceviche. You can literally have everything you ever wanted here. And food changes, your life more than people think. Because when you're eating better, working more, and feeling less stress, your entire mood changes. One of my favorite things about Peru is that it still feels authentic. Some digital nomad cities now, I feel like, are overrun by influencers and people pretending to be millionaires online. And I just want to keep to this YouTube channel to be truly authentic to my experiences, how much income I'm earning, and content in other areas. And I know that Peru is an untapped market, and therefore I did decide to come here to show how beautiful the city is, show how beautiful the people are, and flexing. Bali, Thailand, Vietnam, I did a 180 degrees, and I said, you know what? Let me go to a place where it's not yet on the map. Let me go to a place where there's no one here. There's no creators here that I've seen. So for me, Peru still feels grounded. It still feels like it's very untapped, and the culture feels real. The conversations feel real. The experiences feel real as well. And I think, honestly, living abroad changed my perspective on life completely. I used to think freedom meant owning expensive things. I used to think having my dream car. I used to own a BMW M4 back in Miami. I used to have a beautiful luxury apartment back in Miami, paying thousands and thousands of dollars. But now I think freedom is being able to control your environment, waking up where you want, working from anywhere, building an income online, which is pretty cool. And Peru reminded me that there are still places where life can still feel exciting again. It's such a great city with many activities to do, many places to walk, especially if you're in this area of Barranco and Miraflores. I would suggest just walking in these areas. If you start walking outside like I did, you're going to find that you could look for some trouble, and it is a bit shady area. But I think that's why so many men are starting to leave their hometowns and explore different countries to go and work and travel. Not because they hate home, but because you've realized there's a bigger world out there. And having a bigger world out there, it just shows how cool this place really is. So I just want to leave you guys with this. Now, obviously, Peru isn't perfect. No place is. Every country has pros and cons. But if you're somebody who wants adventure, better weather, amazing food, lower cost of living, and a lifestyle that feels more alive and that's still untapped for the online audience, then Peru deserves way more attention than it gets. Coming here honestly reminded me how much your environment shapes your mindset. And so sometimes the biggest upgrade in your life isn't making more money, it's changing where and how you live. So let me know in the comments if you ever wanted to move to Latin America or Peru, okay? And subscribe if you want more videos around travel, self-development, and building freedom around the world, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video.